Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to a new episode of Mostly Wrong Opinions. I am Tyrone. That is Devin. Wait, before you go to infinity and beyond,
predictable.
Please click that subscribe button right there and hit a like, because we about to go into the future on this one. This is our review for Lightyear.
Buzz Lightyear mission log, stardate 3901. After a full year of being marooned, our first hyperspeed test flight is a go.
Who are you talking to?
No one.
You were narrating again.
I was not.
Do you remember when we first saw the trailer for Lightyear, you were like, I can't believe it. Oh, the spoilers.
That was private.
Oh, God. Help me, Lord Jesus. And I was like, Tyrone, chill. That's going to happen. He's going to time travel in the first 10 minutes. It's okay. That
You're
dude
right.
time travel like 10 minutes on the dot.
Yeah, he traveled 10 minutes on the dot, and you are correct. And within that scene, I bawled because I started to realize what was happening, and it was some interstellar stuff. If you've seen the Christopher Nolan stuff, it's basically kind of the same thing. Because here's the thing. The synopsis of this is Buzz Lightyear is a space ranger, as we always know, and this is the movie that Andy saw. Okay, and that's what made him want to get a Buzz Lightyear toy. So it's basically kind of like if, Chris Evans, which by the way he does the voice in this film, if Chris Evans is Captain America here in real life, but if you go get a Chris Evans toy, it's a different voice. That's why Tim Allen is a different voice than what's in this film. But this is what inspired the toy. And Buzz Lightyear is a space cadet, and he gets marooned on this planet with him and all his colony, and they trying to get off this planet. They trying to figure a way to get off the planet and get home. And
it's an interesting premise. Now that you said it, I didn't notice that it was kind of like Interstellar. It is kind of like Interstellar for kids, huh? Overall, I kind of like the movie, Although I will say it didn't have the same zip and flash as a lot of other like Disney movies do. I feel like the level of polish wasn't quite as high, which I was surprised about.
Yeah, it kind of felt like the comedy was a tad bit forced.
And he had to say, at first I was like, why is he saying all these catchphrases from the movie? But I was like, oh, he's got to say it because there's a toy, right? They made the toy after him, so he must say all these phrases, which kind of sucked because I feel like they kind of shoved all these phrases in there and they didn't make a lot of sense sometimes.
Yeah, because when she was making fun of him, he's like, "You're mocking me, aren't you?"
Right. There's no sign of intelligent life anywhere.
All of that. Pixar always has lessons, and I think the lesson in this film is it's okay to make a mistake.
Yeah, exactly. He made one mistake by having the colony or the space station, the turn-up, land on that planet, and now he's been spending the rest of his days trying to fix this one mistake. And not only that, because he sees himself as one space ranger, not one of many space rangers. So he doesn't really like working with new people. While he's so dogmatic and trying to fix this one mistake, he's like missing his whole life, And that kind of stuff I thought was really good. I thought it was really good. And I thought the symbolism was pretty good too, because Keke Palmer, this light spoilers. Keke Palmer's grandmother, whose name I can't remember right now, she put down roots in this new planet, but he wouldn't. And of course, it's symbolic because the planet is literally like a bunch of roots trying to pull him down that he cuts. He's like, no.
Hey man, I didn't even notice that. That's a good little connection there to where there's the planet is always trying to drag people away, which sometimes in hilarious form. Yeah, man. Of course, Disney has been leaning into this inclusiveness thing, which is great. It's fine. With same-sex marriages and stuff like relationships, which is really cool. And
most of the cast were people of color, and their gender or their sexual orientation or their race plays no part in their character at all. It's not even remotely important, which I personally liked, because how come white people get that but no one else does? Straight white people. So hey, why not?
I just checked it, people, that over the weekend, this weekend, it didn't do too well. The movie did not do too well.
Yeah, and Disney had low expectations for it too. And a lot of people were wondering why Disney had such low expectations, and they still put the movie out, or they didn't put it out like you mentioned when we were chit-chatting earlier, like on Disney Plus or something like that. But this, I will say, I think this movie feels, at least for me, it feels a little bigger than Disney Plus.
It does, because it has a reputation.
You're right, and it's like Toy Story, which is their like #1 most profitable property. So why wouldn't that go to the theater? So I don't know. Personally, I think that was a good choice to go to the theater. But I know other people who count the money probably might disagree with me. But you know, I enjoy it.
They'd be like,
yeah,
it's $5 short.
Yeah,
it's a terrible movie.
Yeah. We're making Disney Plus money. We're not making theater money. Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I know how you said at the beginning of this thing that I thought they were going to have all the spoilers and stuff like that. But they say the major spoiler at the end. I got out my chair. I was like, what?
See, I was like, what? Because I remember Toy Story 2. And I'm like, isn't this a contradiction?
It is.
And the movie doesn't really address, not really, this contradiction. But I'm like, what? I guess it's, I personally, I'm not like in love with Toy Story or something, so I don't care. But I imagine some people might be like, this doesn't exactly mesh with Toy Story 2. And I was kind of interesting at how they figure out how to get a villain into this, because we all know Buzz Lightyear has an actual villain. It's Emperor Zurg, who is also introduced in Toy Story 2. And that's also unusual for Disney, because as we point out every time we watch a Disney, or at least a Disney animated film, that Disney doesn't do villains anymore, right? So this time they went back to kind of old school to actually having a villain. And while I liked Emperor Zurg, I feel like they kind of fumbled around it, because I feel like they didn't want to have a villain. I feel like they moved beyond it somehow, and he wasn't even really introduced until way later in the film, way later than I ever thought he would be. Like he was almost like tacked on, like
one of those stones.
Yeah, exactly. This is me with a nail. I had a nail and I was like tapping it.
I thought it was a chisel.
I'm trying to tap it to the end of the film.
Oh, okay. There's a part where a certain character had one way to go, and then this character looks down, and I was like, oh man, if that was real life, I couldn't do it. Ain't no way in hell I could do that. I don't see how astronauts do that, period. To be honest with you. Because with real astronauts, they have like a line.
A tether.
A tether that's connected. And that's the only thing that's keeping
But they don't always go floating out like that. And if they do for like a spacewalk, they've got like a little jetpack and a tether. So it's not quite as wild as it is in the Lightyear movie.
What if you run out of jet juice?
Yeah, you got to make sure that's why they send up smart people, Tyrone. Send up really smart people.
That's why they don't send my ass up there.
That's really funny.
Where's my jet juice?
Jet juice. They're like, he's talking about jet juice. To continue kind of a conversation we've been having for a while here, this is, to me, one of those types of movies, and I'm kind of surprised about, that's difficult to talk about, because it's like fine, you know what I mean? It's like it's not like amazing. There's nothing to really like shout at the heavens about, and there's nothing to like dog, because I liked the movie, but these kind of movies can be kind of difficult to talk about, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I can see like if there's no like big thing that really happens in this
that
film.
Blew your mind. Like, what?
I mean,
nothing like that happened. And where do you think this, speaking of Toy Story, where do you think this fits with like the Toy Story canon? Because like I said, it does contradict a couple things in Toy Story 2. And apparently, I did not know this until I looked into it later. There was I think it came out in the year 2000 or something like that, animated show that this also contradicts. Yeah. So the people who made Lightyear, they said they ignored the animated show. So so I'm like, I wonder how this really fits in. And as you said, it didn't really make that much money at the box office. So this is actually kind of a movie that Disney could just say, they can kind of pick and choose. If they choose not to make it canon, it wouldn't hurt anything. But if they choose to make it canon, they would have to clean up, I think, maybe, clean up some of that stuff in Toy Story 2.
Let's go ahead and get to our rating on this film. With the animation being really, really good, with the story being good, good. It had a little tearjerker for me. You know, I didn't think I was in the theater doing this. No, don't do it.
It had some really good, strong themes. Yeah,
it's some really good, strong themes. But I have to take a point away because I guess the continuity of a certain character that's in this that kind of doesn't make sense. But to me, it wasn't a surprise, but it still doesn't make sense because of Toy Story 2. So I'm gonna give this film. I think it's a little bit more than just a movie. I'm gonna give it a B-.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna give it a B. I liked the movie. I thought it was good, and like I said, the themes are really good, and I liked how the movie kind of all came together, and how Buzz Lightyear had to learn this. Like, I mean, it's a pretty basic lesson, but it was a lesson that I wasn't expecting it to be there. So I was like, oh, I see what they're doing here. So I like that kind of stuff. The animation was good. Taika Waititi was funny. So you know, it was a good movie, but it wasn't like. It was for Disney's animation, which I guess is just Pixar. This is on the lower rung for Pixar's film. It's not like The Good Dinosaur bad, but or Cars 2 bad. Nothing like that. Where it kind of floats, kind of in the middle. You know.
Why don't people like The Good Dinosaur? Man? I don't think I'll remember that. I don't remember the movie.
Yeah, I don't remember it either, which is probably why people don't like it. So, but I feel like this is kind of a middle entry. If you want to go see it, knock yourself out. But I think you'll be okay to wait to watch it on streaming because it'll be on Disney Plus in no time,
like a month or so. Because Encanto got on there within a month or two, and I was like, "What is this masterpiece doing on this?"
Yeah, Encanto is like amazing, but yeah, this movie is not Encanto level. This is, and it's not Toy Story 1, 2, or 3 levels. Darn. So it's a little bit lower. But that does not mean that it's bad. The moves we're talking about, Encanto, Toy Story 1 through 3, these are truly exceptional films. So it's almost like unfair to compare. So that's why I think a B is a fair score for this one. It's a good movie and you will enjoy it. So
you will enjoy it. Well, we're doing letters now, people. Get used to it. I gave it a B-. Devin gave it a B. That is our review for Lightyear.
Really do. I think I need a bag.
No. Please record your last words.
Do not vomit inside the vehicle. Do not vomit inside the vehicle.
If you are satisfied with this recording, speak or select 1.
Hey, thank you for clicking on this video. If you can do us a quick favor, go ahead and lightning speed hit that subscribe button right there, down there to your right. And if you liked our review for this film, hit that thumbs up. It really does help out the channel. Or you can hit a thumbs down. Whatever it is your opinion. But just remember one thing, it's mostly wrong. Peace. See you in another one. Acting.